of Miami-Dade, getting your COVID-19 vaccination is an important part. Help everyone stay safe as we continue to fight the spread. And we can protect those most vulnerable around us. With easy access to vaccination locations and the growing ability for more people to be protected, it's our best shot to keep moving forward. It's our best shot for a strong, healthy community. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/vaccine.
Good morning. It's Tuesday and it's 11 a.m., which means it's time for the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM, where we present live weekly performances in the WDNA Jazz Gallery and feature students, faculty, and alumni from Florida International University's Herbert and Nicole Wertheim School of Music and the Performing Arts and special guests. I am your host today and FIU faculty Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our executive producer, Dr. Karen Velas, we'd like to welcome you to our show. Whether you are listening to us at home, in your car, or live on wdna.org/FIU, we are delighted to have you with us. Today, we are especially pleased to feature the Jen Martinez-Bre Quartet, with Jen Martinez-Bre on vibraphone and percussion, Andre Crawford on piano, Andres Ibar Jr. on bass, and Ale Gonzalez on drums and percussion. Jen Martinez-Bre is a physically disabled Cuban, Peruvian, American percussionist, disability advocate, composer, and festival curator currently based in South Florida. Jen has been on the bandstand with or been mentored by jazz luminaries such as Dee Dee Bridgewater, Stefan Harris, Bria Skonberg, Regina Carter, Rudolfo Zuniga, and Hector Neciosoup. Jen curated the first Women in Jazz Vibraphone Festival, VibeFest, for the nonprofit Modern Marimba in March of 2021, as well as the first virtual showcase of singing percussionists, Mallets and Voice Fest, that following May. When she isn't performing, curating festivals and events, or making memes, Jen can be found advocating for the disabled community. She has spoken on a panel on the subject of accessibility or lack thereof in music at the Percussive Arts Society International Convention, along with many other similar appearances. Jen will be featured on a panel on the same theme at the Jazz Education Network Conference in Orlando this January. As to the music we will be hearing today, Jen says, we mainly play Latin jazz, this time with a bunch of Latinized standards and an original of mine, the Jen Martinez-Bre Quartet. Next up is Angel Eyes. Fantastic. Jen, good morning to you. Um, how are you doing today?
Hey, it is on.
Yes, yes. You won't hear anything, but yes, it's on. Just need to speak into it.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Why don't you tell us, your audience, a little bit about your background, how you came to play the vibraphone?
Well, like the short answer is like I couldn't really play anything to justify myself doing it at a college level.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing it like thinking I was gonna like as part of like when I was doing the AS to take 2 semesters of percussion, like to learn congas, and that's it. But then the teacher, he was like, "Oh, you can read music," like, cause he knew I was like a keyboardist, like a bad keyboardist. But he's like, "Oh, you can read notes, you can play this," and it was like there was a beat up old vibraphone in the room where we had our lesson. It was the shortest one because the other students were like 6'2", 6'1", playing the marimba, so it was always like up here. For
Oh,
me.
right, right.
So I started doing that, and then I think I've been playing for like 6 or 7 years now.
Fantastic. And why don't you tell us a little bit about this band and the music you've chosen for today?
The band I put together like within the past like month, but they're good friends of mine, and I've known Andre and Andres for I don't know how long, at least 6 years now. And then I met Ale like not too long ago, probably like in the pandemic when people were starting to get back together at Rodolfo's goodbye party. I met him, and I'm like, oh, he can play, so here he is.
Yeah.
And like originally, as you know, but no, not everyone else knows, I was supposed to do this in like July, but I messed up my ankle, and then like my original group was like a quintet, completely different group.
Right.
So
It
here we are.
wasn't, yeah, we had to delay that. Because I'm noticing a big, are you a Cal Jader fan? Because I'm definitely hearing that. And maybe what was one of your most important learning experiences as a musician?
I think for me, because like usually I'll be a band leader. I won't like somebody's not gonna call you up, except for I did get called up by Bria Conberg, like, hey, can you come play at so and so place? I'll pay your Uber XL. I had a different smaller vibes that time. Can you come? I'll pay for your thing. How, like, what's your address? Blah blah blah. But besides that, no one's gonna call me up like, hey, I need a band player. So I think when I was given like some paid, some freebie gigs at the college, and then given the reins to like communicate with like what would be like the venue owner or like whoever calling for the gig, to be like negotiating like how much do you have your budget, how much will you come, and if they lowball me, like I can only do like duo. And then like figuring out logistics of like getting people, making a contract, and like making sure everyone's like on time for the most part. And then that helped me, like I also have a business degree, that's like my undergrad. So like that like knowledge also helped me translate it to like music and gigging, like freelancing.
Fantastic. And that's a lesson to all band leaders. Pay your musicians on time whenever you can. Now, you're also an advocate for disabled musicians and especially female disabled musicians. What has your experience been, and what advice would you give to a disabled student interested in pursuing a career in music? And also, what advice would you give to a teacher of disabled people?
So I think it's more of like advocating for yourself, because no one's gonna like hand you things, except like I was handed a fundraised vibraphone. This is completely fundraised, but you have to like put yourself out there and advocate for your needs, like in general, not even just disabled people. Like if, like for example, you're low on cash, advocate for yourself. Go get something. And then like for the teachers, I guess like read up and like learn as much as you can from like different disabilities, because like you wouldn't think about it. I had somebody call me up for a gig. It was like, oh, I saw your Instagram, you're disabled, blah, 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 we want you for a thing. And I didn't click 1+1, so I'm just telling her like, hey, okay, can we do a call or a Zoom or something? And she's like, I would prefer a Zoom, or yeah, a Zoom, because I'm hard of hearing. And you don't think that like normally. And then like, for example, like with my ankle thing, I have no balance, so I was in a wheelchair. And then going places, you have to make sure like, is there a ramp? Is it not steep enough? Can I even get to the bathroom while it's like 3-point parking, the wheelchair, and in and out, which is like a legit like obstacle in a lot of places that say they're accessible. So I guess like the whole like thing across is like advocating for ourselves and like other people.
Okay, thank you for that. And how can people find out more about you and follow you on social media?
I'm mainly am on Instagram, but you can find me anywhere. It's not TikTok. At Mallet Mamacita. Why are you laughing? It's as MALLETMAMACITA. And that's Instagram. I just reopened my artist Facebook. I think I have a YouTube channel, but I never post.
Fantastic. And you're going to play another song for us. I believe it's Summertime, correct? All right. The Jen Martinez-Bre Quartet with Summertime. You're listening to a live performance in the WDNA Jazz Gallery of the Jen Martinez-Bre Quartet here on the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM. Please stick around. We'll be right back after these messages.
There are a lot of ways to build a strong body. And for the residents of Miami-Dade, getting your COVID-19 vaccination is an important part. Help everyone stay safe as we continue to fight the spread. And we can protect those most vulnerable around us. With easy access to vaccination locations and the growing ability for more people to be protected, it's our best shot to keep moving forward. It's our best shot for a strong, healthy community. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/vaccine.
International University's Herbert and Nicole Wertheim School of Music and Performing Arts presents on Wednesday, November 2nd at 7:30 p.m. at the Wertheim Concert Hall, pianist Vadim Kolodenko in recital. As part of the Masterpiece Series, Van Cliburn competition gold medalist Vadim Kolodenko opens the Friends of Chamber Music of Miami 2022-2023 season. This is in partnership with the Wertheim School of Music and Performing Arts. Continuing the music festival, FIU Music Festival in 2022, we are pleased to announce the following three concerts this week. On Friday, November 4th at 7:30 p.m., also at the Wertheim Concert Hall, all Brahms, from the Wertheim to New World Concert No. 1. An amazing evening of the music of famed German composer Johannes Brahms and featuring the Amernay String Quartet, Milene Pajaro van de Stad on viola, Anton Nel piano, and Bjorn Sang cello. The same lineup will also appear the following evening for a second performance on Saturday, November 5th at 7:30 p.m. at the New World Center Truist Pavilion. And on Sunday, November 6th at 2 p.m. at the Wertheim Concert Hall, the International Contemporary Ensemble. With a commitment to cultivating a more curious and engaged society through music, the New York-based International Contemporary Ensemble, as a commissioner and performer at the highest level, amplifies creators whose work propels and challenges how music is made and experienced. For these and many more exciting events, you can find information at fiu.universitytickets.com. And now back to our show with the Jen Martinez-Bre Quartet. You've been listening to the Jen Martinez-Bre Quartet with Jen Martinez-Bre on vibraphone and percussion, Andre Crawford on piano, Andres Ibar Jr. on bass, and Ali Gonzalez on drums and percussion on the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM. I've been your faculty host, Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our executive producer, Dr. Karen Velas, I'd like to thank our crew of FIU graduate students, Samantha, Josephine, V, Gabrielle, Jerry, and Christian, and Rudy, I almost left him out, WDNA's sound and tech wizard, Alex Aldrich, and the staff of WDNA 88.9 FM for today's broadcast. If you would like more information on all our programs, make sure to call 305-348-2896 or simply like our Facebook and or Instagram page to stay up to date with all our upcoming performances. Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure to join the FIU Music Hour for more great music every Tuesday, 11 a.m. to noon. Thanks again to our guests. And Jen, what's the last piece you're going to play for us?
We're going to play If I Were a Bell.
If I Were a Bell. Again, the Jen Martinez-Bre Quartet, thank you so much.